So there's a way in Call of Dragons currently with the new season talent Arcane Torrent, which is the alternative to long range warfare. You can make it so that your mage's marches are preloaded with full rage at the start of combat. Yes, you heard me right. As you can see right here in this battle log, on the first second of the first turn, I casted a rage kill. Now, it is a little bit weird, and I do think it's a bug that might get fixed. But just so you know, because it is currently live and working pretty well, as you can see, this is literally turn 0-1. I just started the fight, and my Tia casted her Arbiter's Ward, which is her rage kill, and also is going to be proccing a lot of different things on your march, giving yourself a pretty massive advantage in the combat. Even here, you can see the pet even casted his rage kill on the 4th second. So this is a pretty interesting bug that I have been able to reproduce, and it does come from Arcane Torrent. So as you can read here, your magic units gain 5 more rage points per second in the field and do more hero skill damage. Now the hero skill damage is not new, it's great, it's working, but this is the 5 rage point that is kind of applying itself. So a rage bar is 1000 rage, so this will take over 3 minutes to fully charge. It's not something you can just do at any time, but the trick for this to work is that you have to basically be in combat once with your march. So if you take your march basically like this and out of your city, while it won't work the first time, it will have to have been in combat once, and then any combat afterwards, as long as there's over like 3 minutes and 30 seconds in between, they will start the fight with a rage kill being cast. So I'll show you kind of what it looks like on this Bertrand march. So with this march, I have attacked this march again previously. So I have been in combat, as this march has not gone to the city and back. It has just stayed in the field. And if I start a fight right here, you will see, look at my rage bar. It was already almost full. And instantly I'm casting my rage kill and Tia's casting her rage kill. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. As I said, it is basically going to happen. Now I will be bringing my march away so the combat ends, and then you will see the rage bar disappears, and then you kind of calculate 3 minutes from here. So it's 18:55 in game. So at 18:59, just to make sure, I will attack again and we'll see the result. Meanwhile, we can look at this report right here and the battle log, which shows that basically I casted my rage kill on the turn number 3, which is Bertrand casting his entire rage here for 10,000 damage, which is a lot and very nice. And then you can see this is Tia's kill, which is, you know, at second 6, which is insane in the combat. You're starting off with a shield, you're starting off with all the buffs. It's a huge advantage. Now this doesn't work like in terms of any time in the field. Like you will have to wait over 3 minutes in between every time you do this. So you can't just have this full every time you engage. But in PvP, as we know, people are fighting in balls and then they retreat and then they fight again. This means that if you do not refresh your march, it will start as a full rage bar. And obviously this only works on mages, because this talent, that Arcane Torrent, only works for magic units. So it needs to be mages or celestials in the case that I'm using. Now there is a good chance that this is not as intended, even though I don't think it's that overpowered, because as I said, there's a long waiting time in between. But in any case, it makes poking with mages even more powerful, as you can enter the combat, cast a rage kill, go back, come back a few minutes later. Of course, that's not how war works. You will have to fight more than that, but it's just something that can be utilized smartly depending on who's fighting what. And another kind of like advantage over long range warfare, which is again not bad, and I do recommend that many people, especially T4 and players who have a archer march like Syndrian Freygar or Nico Kanara, those are very strong auto attack marches. If you have 2 of these marches or 1 of these marches, this is going to have really high value for you. But now finding this discovery makes Arcane Torrent even more beneficial for people who are bringing 2 or more mage marches currently in the game, because casting your rage kill right away at the beginning is something quite excellent and quite fun, and you can do a lot with that. Now the only thing, as I said, is you can't go back to your city. I don't know if node hopping works or not, so we can test it out. So before I attack with my Bertrand march, I'm just gonna show you. So basically I just brought my Lilia march. She hasn't attacked anything, she hasn't been in combat at all. So if I start a combat here, you will see that their rage is completely at 0. It starts normally. Now it is something that you have to basically wait in order to get the rage. As you will see, it is going to take a few minutes, and then if I attack again, at that time I will be able to cast this full rage bar skill right off the get-go. So my Bertrand March, I tried attacking it and it didn't seem to work. Again, I think this is something bugged, so it's not something that works every time. If you look at the report here, it does show basically that the pet skill kind of like activated right away, but my rage skill kind of never casted. So this is like weird. It is obviously something that is not working as intended. So I'll keep testing it. In a few minutes, let's see. I've basically waited 2 minutes. Let's see where my rage bar is at right now. And if I start a combat, so see the rage bar was pretty close to full, but still not completely full. So it seems to me that if you wait for too long and the rage bar cast is really high when you enter the combat, it doesn't seem to always cast the rage skill. But if you wait for like 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half, where it's almost full, then you do get a rage kill right away. So this is obviously a very tricky, very weird situation. Let's see if I put the March in here. If I start attacking in a few minutes, let's say at like 1904, let's see if the rage bar will still be high or not, or if this resets it. I have a theory that it might reset it, but we'll have to see. Now we'll look at this Lilia March that I just tested with you guys, and we'll see, is this one going to have a rage bar that's kind of full? Let's see right away. And yep, it is already starting to be at 4. So it started right off the bat with a lot of rage. So it's kind of just showing you enter the March in combat once, and then you're gonna gaining 5 rage per second on that March, even while it's AFK. So pretty interesting. This is something obviously that you can use however you'd like. We'll do one last test where we'll see if when Bertrand attacks with a full rage bar, so I'm gonna wait like 4 or 5 minutes to make sure it's like very full. And we'll see if that still works or if it's going to be buggy and not work, especially because I've entered this logging camp. Okay, so we've had about 4 or 5 minutes. So I did enter this logging camp, meaning that if I attack and I have absolutely no rage right now, it means that entering a building or a camp might be resetting and you need to be in combat again for this to work. If I start with a full rage, then it means it doesn't matter as long as you've hit something and stayed in the field. And we'll see if the rage skill actually does cast now that I've waited quite a long time. So let's see, we start the fight and there is absolutely no rage. So this kind of tells me that if you enter something, the rage generation kind of reset. So now I have entered combat again. I won't enter anything. I'll wait another 4 minutes to make sure I have a full rage bar, and we'll see exactly what this gives us. Okay, so the moment of truth, it's been quite a few minutes. Let's see what it looks like right now. If I attack this March, I haven't done anything but stand there. I haven't entered anything. And there we go. So I do have a full rage bar and I cast my Tia skill right away. But somehow my Bertrand skill got ignored. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier. If you wait too long, it doesn't actually cast the skill of everyone. Earlier I had a bug where I basically nothing casted. It just the pet casted its skill. Now it was just Tia. So obviously this is really hard to control. It's about 3 minutes 30 seconds if you do 1000 divided by 5. So that's kind of what it looks like. But let's look at the report just to make sure. So obviously I have a rage kill right there, but no other rage kill. Now it took 11 seconds, which is still way faster than usually, because when you start off with a rage kill right away, it does seem to be faster. And you can see here Tia casted her rage kill on turn number 2. And then the pet casted right here. But in any case, pretty interesting to see, I guess. Obviously, casting rage kill right away is amazing. Now, it seems like if you can wait for something like 2 minutes and 59 seconds, then your rage kill will only be like halfway. So you're not going to waste the first kill. But basically, anytime you wait, as you see, I've only waited basically, what, 1 minute now. You will start the fight with rage already, so it is going to give you a significant advantage as a mage player every time you take a break and you come back in the fight. Of course, if your HP is really low, you need to refresh because you're going to do no damage, but if you're able to hit and run a lot and not get your March to die, you will be able to do a lot of work with these mages by going out of combat, waiting for the next fight. Every time you get a big rage kill at the beginning, you start the fight off strong, have more rage, so use this as you will, this information. Obviously, I'm not the expert in everything, but in my opinion, this makes Arcane Torrent obviously a very good choice for people who are playing multiple mage marches. As much as long range warfare is also good, Arcane Torrent has now even more value than before. So hopefully this doesn't get fixed, because I'm mage main and we got Tohar this season, so this would be a nice compensation prize. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this tip, and I'll see you on the next video.